Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! Happy Friday, motherfuckers! Previously on Kimba TV. I mean, I'm already up 125K. Everybody heard me say many times, hey, be careful at 37 because there's no resistance until 38. We pixeled to 38. Open interest got squeezed. Swing high, swing low, Fibonacci. Stop loss on higher high. I'm gonna put my stop loss at like 150K. So worst case scenario, if this just starts to bounce and retrace, worst case, I take 150. I'm here. Let's get it. Let's get it. Happy Friday, everybody. Where's Ja Rule? Quarter milli. You guys saw it? Yeah. I mean, I basically did exactly what I told you guys. So I got really close to stopping my thing out. But then obviously we rotated down. That was your golden pocket. So yeah, I was actually trying to long 36. I was hoping that I could show up with like a long at 36. I was hoping all this was going to get swept. So I was going to try to close out everything here and then go long, but obviously I didn't have that opportunity. So noticing that the golden pocket bounce was happening along with POC, swing high, swing low. I started closing at the 0.5. I think everybody did the same thing and boom. But yeah, so I got like a quarter milli on the thing. I wanted to show you guys the small loss, the small win on all the other short attempts as well. Zipfile says, am I wrong for shorting this again? Well, I don't know what your entry is and I don't know what your confluence is. So my question to you would be why, Zipfile? So as long as the why is logical and it has historical pattern recognition and good data, then no. But you know that like this is bullish, right? You know that I closed my short. So it's really just about, can you read the data correctly, yes or no? But I don't know what your entry is, but me personally, I would much prefer to be in a long. Yeah, because what I wanted to do was I wanted to get into a long at 36,000, right? I don't know if you remember, but ETH hasn't hit any of the sweeps. So ETH is probably going to make a higher high, right? This is a really bad high, so that's going to get swept, right? So I was hoping for this to get swept. So when, you know, I almost got stopped out right here. I almost got stopped out right there, but then it went back. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I started to put, you know, some limits here for TP and entries. And then this was the golden pocket. It reversed back. So, I mean, I'm going to clearly start closing it out right there, right? Just fifth grade math, y'all. Mo Guy says, imagine if they take us to 42K. I will probably attempt another short on a sweep of this because that's a bad high. But yeah, hopefully this is all making sense, right? If we start having 30-minute candles below 37K, do you expect a rotation to PTO, POC at 35.9? No, you would have to get below 36, Phelps. Yeah, you don't want to be looking for shorts. I closed. If you just got here, okay, hopefully you know where I closed my short and how, because we talked about it a million fucking times yesterday, okay? But if you missed it, you can always go back and rewind the stream. Okay, I showed you my 903K profit, the tiny profit when I got stopped out pretty much at break even, the 50 Bitcoin blind limit loss attempt, and then I secured 250K on the short from yesterday. But yeah, Phelps, I mean, I was trying to long 36. I couldn't get it, but you should, like, the easy trade is you're in a long. So hopefully that makes sense. RJ says, Kimba, how are you, fam? I'm doing great, RJ. What's going on, brother? Congrats on the 250K. Thank you, RJ. If we sweep 38K again, are you looking to get into another short, or you think wait to see what happens on Sunday since you weren't trying to get into a trade over the weekend? So RJ, this is what I would say. it's hard for me to predict exactly what my weekend schedule is going to be. And so I'm going to blast you with everything that's going on in my head, okay? I haven't been in New York for about a week plus. So I have a couple things that I have to focus on because I need to come back to Cali next week. So I'm going to be in New York all week next week, and I have to get a whole bunch of shit done. I got to get Christmas tree. I got to decorate the Christmas tree. I got to do Christmas shopping because the last week of November after Thursday, after Thanksgiving Thursday, I'm going to be pretty much streaming mobily. I'm going to be in hotel rooms for pretty much every day of December. So this weekend and this week coming up, I really have to focus on making sure I'm ready to go for December. So that's going to dictate how much time I can allocate in front of the computer. Okay? All I really would want to see, RJ, if I'm going to take a short, is two things. Open interest indicating that shorts got squeezed, right? Just like how we did the other one. And the sweep structure. So if we're pumping up to 38K and open interest is declining, and it does a sweep structure, and I'm in front of the computer, okay? So if the alarm goes off and I'm at Saks Fifth Avenue, I'm not gonna be able to take that short, okay? But if all of those things line up, sweep structure, open interest is declining, and I'm in front of the computer, I'll take it, RJ. But if the open interest isn't declining, I'm not going to take it. If it's not a sweep structure, I'm not taking it. If I'm not in front of the computer, I'm not taking it. Yeah. And I think you've been here long enough, RJ, where I don't have this urgency or this anxiety to try and get in on every trade. Because I don't feel like I'm really relying on luck to try to, get in on a juicy trade. So if it goes to 38 or if it goes to 39 or does some crazy shit over the weekend, best believe I'll take a look at the Bugammas. I'll take a look at the Fibbies. I'll take a look at my TPO shit on Monday, and I'm going to find another juicer. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky. On top of that, RJ, even though it is weekly options expirations today, all of my banker friends, all of my Wall Street friends, they skipped work today. I don't know anyone that really works in the financial services industry that is in the office today. Everybody is in the Hamptons. It's a 3-day weekend for most people. So it's hard for me to even trust the movement that's happening right now on traditional markets, just because I know it's like low volume movement. So that's where I'm at, RJ. So yeah, I don't think I'll take that sweep, but if everything aligns, then you might see me in it, RJ. So, Hayato says, hey, Kimba, sorry if I missed it. Just came to the stream. Did you get stopped out? Yes, 250K profit. I showed my position history for the whole month and whole week, starting with the $903,000 long profit. I also showed you the first short attempt where I got broken even. And then I showed you my tiny loss on the blind 50 Bitcoin short attempt. And then you can see the 250K realized. Yes, Hayato-san. And Hayato, you already know what it is. I probably don't need to break it down for you, but I did the same thing that I would normally do, right? So swing high, swing low. I wanted this to get broken. Bad lows, I wanted this. Okay, so I almost got stopped out, right? You remember where this was? And make sure you're in the Discord because people were like, hey, did Kimba get stopped out? And everybody was like, no, fucker. His level is where the level is. And so, people were asking if I got stopped out right there, but the people that were paying attention were able to say, no, it pixeled. So I didn't get stopped out right there. I almost did. As this was pulling back, I started to put TPs and blind limits for a long. Okay, but it bounced from the golden pocket, making another higher low. Okay, so what would I do in this case? Well, the trend has to change. So just like how I did this, and I said 0.5 is my stop loss, well, now I have my new 0.5. Why do I feel like this is deja vu? I swear I've already explained this so many times, but I'm going to start shaving right here. I shaved all right there. Okay? And guess what? This is 5th grade TA. This is by the book. Okay? Because if you have a golden pocket bounce here, you would need to do that. Okay? And make a lower low. So starting to gain momentum, right? You're going to have to start closing it out. So I closed it out, closed it out, closed it out. And that's what everybody else was doing too. That's why I did that. Alrighty, Hayato? That's where we're at. So I don't have any position right now. And then other than that, you know, it's probably going to make a higher high. So my next trade is going to be the sweep of this. Okay. And what we were saying earlier, Hayato, was it has to be 3 things. Because you know that I don't really look at the charts over the weekend, right, Hayato? So first things first, open interest. Okay, it's got to be going down as we pump. Okay, just like yesterday. Structure. So it's got to close below the sweep level on the 15 or 30 minute. Okay, and then I actually have to be present. Okay, I'm going to have an alarm right here, but if that alarm goes off and I'm shopping, or I'm sleeping, or whatever it is, if I'm not in front of the computer, I'm not going to take it. Omkar says, what does the 2 hour of crabbing around the 618 or 0.5 imply? So again, Omkar, that's not trading, Omkar. You're looking at the price action, and what you want to do, Omkar, is look at CVD and open interest. Okay? So it doesn't really matter if it crabs for 2 hours or 4 hours. What you need to look at is CVD and open interest. Are people getting trapped into top longing, right? Are there market makers absorbing buying? And so you got to interpret the data correctly first, Omkar, and then after you interpret the data correctly, you remember all the other times that it did that for probability. Okay, so your original question was, what does the 2 hours of crabbing around the 618 tell you? But if the CVD divergence is there, it might tell me something. If open interest is going up or down, it might tell me something. And then what will really tell me something is I go back and take a look at the previous times it did that. So the last time it crabbed, but the CVD was a bearish div and the open interest went up, what did it do? That's how you figure it out, Omkar. And you don't have to ask me. It's all about effort and how much you're willing to go back and take a look. Alrighty, so hopefully that makes sense, Omkar. Did that make sense? Don't look at the shape of the line of the price action. Look at the data. Look at the RSI, look at the CVD, look at the open interest, and then try to find when it looked like that previous times, and that's how you figure out your probabilities. Monessa's asking, are you in a long now? Brother, I have no position, man. I have no position, man. I'm just watching the same thing you guys are watching. I told you, I was trying to get in at 36. I didn't get in at 36. I don't have anything open right now, Monessa.
Shout out Kimber. Let's get it. Kimber was popping.
Okay. Where should we start off? Yeah, so let's start off with, okay, so we were attempting shorts. All right, we were attempting shorts. If you haven't seen it yet, check out the pinned message. And so you can see the entire position history for the whole week. I think like every Friday, I'll show you guys the order history, the position history, and like we can kind of, you know, look at everything for like recap every week or whatever. But first short attempt that you guys saw me in, break even, basically, right? 50 blind limits, like same thing, like basically break even, tiny L, right? The third attempt worked, right? So we talked about how between really after 37.2, there was no resistance till 38, right? So 30, I mean, it breached the 38, swing failure pattern, golden pocket, got into the short, took the short, right? Rode the short, just like how we understood that there really wasn't any volume between 37.2 and 38 on the way up. Of course, there's not going to be any support on the way back down. So wicked all the way back down. And whether you're like one of those daily, previous daily open players, right? Or it didn't even sweep the first bad low, right? It did grab all the single prints. So it could be the tap and go that we've been seeing for the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, right? But all the single prints got grabbed, but it couldn't break the previous daily open. So still bullish. And it didn't even grab the first bad low, still bullish. So it was goofy to do this, but still made a higher low. Okay. Structurally never broke. And whether you like it or not, this is actually bullish. In fact, hella bullish. So the last time we left off, we were talking about stop losses and this and that. So on the MEXC chart is a little bit different, but stop loss was behind the 0.5, swing high, swing low, right in the middle. And we talked about the significance of the 0.5 fib. And so didn't stop me out. I saw it pulling back. What I was doing was I had TPs here and I was starting to put blind limits here because I was thinking, okay, let me get that sweep long. No sweep long happened. In fact, something even more bullish happened. You already know what it is. Okay, so not only was the local golden pocket respected, pixel perfect, but the true range, swing high, swing low, pixeled into golden pocket and bounced immediately. Whichever way you look at it, it's a golden pocket bounce. I'm still in my short at this point because I didn't get stopped out. Same thing again. You can't lose the 0.5 if you're going to continue the bearish momentum. So that was cool. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking make it. Cause I moved my stop losses and in profit to all right here. So on that first one, I was like, fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 0.5, let's get nasty. You know, and I thought I was going to be Gucci, just like how I got away with it from the 0.5 right there. But nope, on the next candle, sure enough, bing, 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 bing. And the 0.5 play is like textbook, by the book play. So I'm sure that everybody else that was in a short, whether they were in from a short from here or a short from higher like me, like this was like stop loss central. Bing, 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 bing. So we basically all got closed out at the same time pretty much. So that's it. So like it's bullish. It's bullish. It's bullish. Porlo, Marco Porlo. That's a t-shirt. Hold that thought. Let me save that as an idea. Copyright and trademark by Ricky Bobby. Yeah, Marco Porlo. Okay, and then his, slightly more special cousin, Por High. Okay, different dads. Okay, so I think I don't think it's debatable that the higher probability move based off of this movement and the identification of that poor high is that this fucker is going to get swept. Just because it's a 60%er doesn't mean that it has to happen. But the higher probability move is this is going to get swept first. You can look at the historical patterns and be like, bruh. And this is what I was doing earlier. Let's sweep that. Let me get in. I'm in there. But it hasn't done that. So maybe since it's the weekend, it'll do some goofy shit. But then goofy shit would be this. So for me, I would say that if it sweeps this or it sweeps this, I'll set an alert like $500 away because these things move quick. So like I guess I'll set an alert at 38,000 and I'll set an alert at 35.5. You know? So if the open interest is going down, okay, and it doesn't matter if we're pumping or dumping. I want open interest to be going down. I want a squeeze to be happening. Structure. Bank. Close. At computer. I'm not going to do it if it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm just waking up. I'm not going to fall for that. So if it's like I'm at the computer and I'm ready and prepped, if the open interest is good and if it's a sweep structure, then I'm probably in that bitch. I don't think I'm going to take this. Unless it happens like in the next 2 hours. I'll take it live with you guys if it happens in the next 2 hours. But the goofier thing would be to get this. So, gotcha. You know, this was kind of like a reset, this big move. So you could almost be like, okay, this is where we're going to start counting the shitty lows. So that's bad. So it could do this sweep and then keep going. Because you could say this big move was a reset already. So, and as always, if you're more bearish than I am or more bullish than I am, that's totally fine. It's the weekend. Honestly, I'm not going to, like I said, man, if the three things don't line up, I'm not taking those sweeps. Like how many people, for example, like, you already know there's going to be a group of lions that are going to try to short this. You already know there's the sweepers, right? There's the, like, I don't want to say hyper aggressive because that sounds demeaning, but like you got like the weekend lions, you know what I'm saying? Just like let's just fucking chase after anything. Lions, right? You got the I'll take this sweep lions. You know, which group are you in? A, B, C, D? None of the above? You know, some might be A and D, some might be C and D, some might be just A, you know, like, what to do? Why not all? Why not? Why not? It's do you. Do you. Do you. And like, we haven't even begun to sprinkle in the TPO thing. You know, I don't know about this guy. Me personally, I don't think I'm fucking with that. You know? But we've seen this just so many times where let's just say that you do take it, right? And you do get a pullback. Well, what's the first thing that you're going to anticipate? Think. So immediately you could just be like, okay, I'm going to take at least 10% off right there. You know what I mean? You're probably going swing high, swing low, right? And then swing high, swing low, and seeing where those pockets fall, right? So you're watching the open interest as it's falling, if it is, right? So assuming you get filled here and you take it, right? You're like worst case scenario, it binks and like you get stopped out or whatever. Chris says, you don't think we'll sweep lower on ETH? Yeah, so it's just like Biddy. We got to see the timing of it all, Chris. You know? But you can see a clear pattern. They're tapping and going on single prints, and they're leaving all the bad lows behind, saving it. Like, I might still take a short on the 38K sweep up there, Chris. But I might close it. You know, I would need to baby it. It might not be the thing that takes me down to 33.8. Hey, but Chris, let's say for example that right before I'm about to end the stream, it does this and I get filled. Do you know how I'm going to play it? I'm going to play it exactly how I played it, like this. So the stop loss would always be a higher high until it makes a lower low. Okay? So now, like, let's say, for example, it does some goofy shit like this. Like, you know, like that's the entry, like that's the golden pocket. Right? But once it makes like a lower low, wherever the local bottom is, okay, just like this, half stop loss in profit. Okay, same thing here. Just because it doesn't get you the first time, okay, you still have to watch where it goes. Ideally, you have this, okay, lose the golden pocket. Like that. You would lose golden pocket, bounce from the 75786, go to the golden pocket and get rejected, make a lower low. Okay? You do not want to see what we just saw and the fucker bounces from golden pocket. Okay? So then if that does happen, swing high, swing low, half. Okay? So this guy should do some shit like this. If it doesn't, swing high, swing low, half, put your stop loss right there. Just like how I did this. And again, it's really not, this is just the way that I do it, and I do it every single time. So you really don't have to be sitting there over the weekend. I wonder if you got stopped out. Sato. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, longers, I'm rooting for you. What a week. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. We got 2 more hours until daily candle close. So I'm rooting for all of y'all. Have a great weekend. I'll regroup with you guys on Monday. Ron, you good? Astro, you good? Gloki, jerked. Sato, tell him what happens. Tell him what happens without that stop loss.